Alright, we will now start the STAAD Pro 2003 in our Windows PC. Okay, here's the first dialog box that will open or pop up when you first open STAAD Pro. So we have two tabs, the new file and the recent files. Then we have in the new file tab, you have the options here. You have another data input here and some options here. So first is the space option, which is the general option or the general choice of all the options. Okay, so this is good when you design three-dimensional frames, three-dimensional structures. If you want a plane, you have. If you want to design a 2D structure, then you can use plane. If you want to design floor or slabs, you can use the floor. And of course, if you want to design trusses, you can also choose that option. In our case, we will be using the space option. So check that one. Then the file name of your choice, let's say tutorial 2015. Okay, then the location of the file that it will be saved is here. You choose another location, you click this button, then let's say we will save it in drive H, then in this folder, STAAD tutorial 2015 folder. Okay, click OK. So our location of that file or the saved file will be saved at this location. Alright, then we have the title, which is optional, so we'll leave it blank. Then the length units is important and the force units is also important. So the default length units in our STAAD Pro installation is meter, so we'll not change the one. Force units is the default is kilonewton, so we'll not change that one. That's already perfect. So next button. So where do you want to go from now? So what is your first step? Okay, so you have choices again. So in our case, we'll just leave it as it is, so add beam. Okay, so click finish button. Then here you go, the complete GUI or GUI or the graphical user interface of STAAD Pro 2003. So try to familiarize yourself first with the screen. Alright, so after familiarizing yourself with the user interface of STAAD Pro 2003, we'll now discuss a little bit on those items. Okay, so we have here the Windows toolbar. Most of the commands are here. Okay, then we have of course the toolbars or the shortcut buttons are here. Then we have also a vertical toolbar here, some shortcut buttons again. Then we have the tabs, setup, geometry, general, analysis, print, design, and its sub tabs or sub options here. So currently geometry is selected and these are the sub options: beam, plate, surface, and solid. Okay, then at the bigger part of the screen is of course our model screen, or the screen where we draw our structure. If you'll notice, we have here the orientation of the X, Y, and Z, positive X, Y, and Z axis. and we have here the grid lines. Okay, then we have here some options. These options are based on what you have chose on these tabs here. So when I click setup, there's a equivalent dialog box that will open on the right side. Okay, when I click geometry, it will also change to what you've chosen on these tabs. Okay, so if you want to click geometry, then plate, then geometry plate dialog box will open here. Again, another example, if you want to click general, then click specification or specs, then general specifications of the structure will open at this side of the interface. Okay, so basically that's it for the STAAD Pro graphical user interface, and we will now start our design proper. Alright, so we'll now start with the designing proper. Okay, first thing to follow is this tab here. You need to perform the topmost tab first, going downwards to geometry, to general, analysis, print, and design. Again, each tab here has sub options. Okay, setup, you have only one option, which is job. So geometry, we have 4 options, which is beam, plate, surface, and solid. For general, we have property, specs, support, load, and material. For analysis print, we have preprint, analysis, and post-print. For the design, let's close this one. Design is we have steel design, concrete design, timber design, aluminum design, footing design, and shear wall design. Again, we'll go back to the setup tab. This is where you set up your project. So this is optional again. So if you want to input the job name, client name, job number, part number, reference number, your designing engineer, in this case engineer X, the checker, the dates, and so on, you can input here. This is optional, so we'll just leave it blank except for this, the engineer name and the date performed. Alright, so after that one, go to geometry. Now we have here geometry options, beam, plate, surface, and solid. Okay, so this is where you draw the model, the 3D model or the 2D model or the truss model if you want, and so on. But I will not discuss it here because it is, in my experience, very tedious, very difficult, because you have to set up the spacing of the construction lines, the number of construction lines, set up the what plane you will draw, and so on. So what I will be discussing is just the easy way to draw a frame inside a STAAD. But actually we will not be drawing inside STAAD, we will be drawing it on AutoCAD and just import it in STAAD. So right now I will not be discussing how to draw the structure using these options here, okay? We will be using AutoCAD, and I know you are already familiar in drawing models in AutoCAD. Okay, so we will switch to AutoCAD first and draw our model there. Alright, we have here the AutoCAD user interface. Don't worry if you don't have AutoCAD, you can use any computer-aided design software for this matter, as long as it can save the file into a .DXF or drawing exchange file format. Okay, so that you can use any CAD software as long as you can save your model or your file into a .DXF extension, file extension. Okay, so if you're using Cajun 2014 or any CAD software, you can use that one. Okay, so we'll now draw our model. We'll be just using one command, which is the line command. So no complicated commands used here, just the line command and the manipulation of the views in AutoCAD. Okay, so you cannot use polyline, you can only use the line command. Okay, so we'll be drawing a two-story model using lines. Let's say we have here a 5 meters by 6 meters floor area. Okay, so we'll draw now. Draw line. Okay, let's say it's here, it's 5 and 6, but in our case we'll just use 3 first, 3, then another 3, then 5, then 3 and 3. Okay, then close. Then another line. This will be the beam at the middle. Okay, alright, so that's our beam orientation. Okay, so we'll now change the view to southwest. So view, 3D views, let's say southwest isometric. Okay, so that will be our beam. So we need in the first floor, so we need to add the column from the ground. So let's draw another line. This represents the column. Usually the column is around 3 meters, so let's check. Now let's put 3 as our column. And just copy it for this. So you have 6 columns. Alright, so that's for the first floor. These beams are for the first floor, so we need to add another level for the second floor, or for the roof beams. Okay, so just copy this one, copy, then find a pivot point, click it here. So basically we have here our model. Okay, so this will be the ground floor, this will be the first floor, and this will be your roof beams. Okay, then you have the columns. Okay, again, make sure these are all made of lines. Okay, then after the one, please take note that your Z is going up, positive Z is going up in our model. And there you go, you save it into the DXF file extension. So save as, then choose in the files of type DXF. So we have here, just check or choose the lowest version of DXF. So this is the lowest version of DXF in the choices. So here we check that one and save it in our location H, STAAD tutorial 2015. Then this will be named, let's say, model frame. Okay, .dxf. Okay, save it. Then after saving, that's it. Say goodbye to AutoCAD for now. Then let's go back and import it on STAAD. Alright, we now import it on this software application. So we go to File, click Import. Just click yes here. Alright, so you have the dialog box for the import options. Okay, so we have 3D-DXF. That's it. That's our file format, 3D-DXF. So import, click import. Then you find that file. We save it in Etch, start tutorial. Then model frame. So open. So there is this structure convention. If you notice, our Y here is going up, so we also use the Y up convention. Then the length used in your drawing, when we say 5, when we draw in AutoCAD, 5 there means 5 meters, so you use the meter units. Then of course the force units, which is kilonewton. Okay, so then press the OK button and you will have your model inserted or imported in STAAD. That's so easy to use, so easy to make compared to using the geometry tabs here, using beams and grids and so on. That's why I want you to learn that process rather than drawing in STAAD. Okay, so when you click geometry, the node numbers here, the beam numbers are already populated because STAAD will automatically read what you have imported in the model window. Okay, so we have here our model. If you wanna rotate, the model, you can use the arrow up, arrow down, arrow left, and arrow right on your keyboard. Let's say I'll be using arrow right. Okay, so that is if you want to rotate it. Arrow left, arrow up, arrow down. Okay, you can use your arrow keys in the keyboard to manipulate the views of your model. Okay, also you can use this toolbar here, you can also use that one. This is the front view. Click that one. This is the front view of your model. The back view, the same. The side view, another side view, the left and the right. Okay, then the top view, the bottom view, and the isometric view. Then this one is the rotate up, rotate down. Again, you can use the arrow keys on your keyboard, which is much more easier compared to clicking these buttons. Okay, so no need for these options here, no need for geometry because we already imported our model in STAAD. So we'll skip geometry. Now we'll go to the next tab, which is general.